Please state your name, sir.
I'm Detective Shane Ward.
How are you employed, sir?
I'm employed as a detective with the Hardy County Sheriff's Office
And how long have you been employed there?
since March of 2006.
And you said your current duties are detective?
I'm currently a detective, yes.
What's a detective do?
Investigate persons and property crimes.
And is your position the same now as it was back in November of 2022?
Yes.
I want to take your focus and attention back to November 1st of 2022. Did you become involved in the death investigation of Uial Shock?
I did.
How did you become involved, sir?
Upon being notified of the call, I did respond to the scene of the incident.
And what was the scene of the incident?
I believe it came in as an unresponsive infant.
Oh, I mean, where was it?
Where was it? The address was 1478 Kisin Road in Wauchula, Hardy County.
And is that a residence?
Yes, sir.
Do you know whose residence that is?
That is the residence of Miss Nix, Mr. and Mrs. Nix.
And so, do you know approximately when you got out there?
My approximate time, the EMS, I believe, had just left or had just arrived, so it was right around the time of EMS arrival, and I have that documented right around 5:06 p.m.
5:06 p.m.? Okay.
Approximately, yes, sir.
And so, what did you observe when you got to the property?
I observed Mrs. Nix's 2019 Lexus SUV parked in the backyard. Her husband, Mr. Nix, was also still present at that time, and Mrs. Nix was also still present on the property at that time. I believe there was a car seat laying next to the vehicle. That's pretty much my independent recollection of what I initially observed.
And you said it was what were the vehicles again? I'm sorry.
Her vehicle, I believe, was a 2019 Lexus SUV.
And were there any other vehicles, or?
There were more vehicles on the property, I believe. I don't have an independent recollection of exactly what vehicles or where they were positioned on the property without reviewing photos.
Did you notice a lawnmower, or?
I believe there was, yes, sir, a lawnmower next to a barn, really close to the vehicle.
Any observations that you made about the vehicle?
The Lexus? Nothing significant that I can recall about the vehicle.
Okay. And so what did you do once you get on the scene, you're assessing the situation? What was the next step you took, sir?
I did speak with Mr. Nix and just asked for an explanation of what had happened, asked him to kind of recreate what he did, what he saw. There was also some people working on their roof at the time. Several workers had been working on the roof that were there when this all happened. So I proceeded to also identify them and speak with them and see if they saw anything that was pertinent to our investigation.
Okay. And so you interviewed them and you interviewed Mr. Nix. What else did you do while you were out there, sir?
After speaking with Mr. Nix, my primary responsibility at the scene was to draft and execute a search warrant for the vehicle and the premises, the property.
Was that the vehicle we're talking about? Was that the Lexus?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is that what you did, sir?
Yes, sir.
And so did you participate in the search of that vehicle at all?
I did, yes, sir.
Was it more of a...
It was more of a observing.
I understand. And so you drafted the search warrant, you ensured the vehicle was provided, support in the search of the vehicle. What else, if anything, did you do after that, sir?
We also, made sure that the vehicle, we did bring it back to the sheriff's office, secured it at the sheriff's office in a secure facility at the end of the evening when we were finishing up our search of the property. I also, in this case, I did draft and execute a search warrant for Mrs. Nix's phone, and I also assisted by obtaining surveillance video from the Beef O'Brady's restaurant where she was at lunch that afternoon with the victim.
So I guess you received information that the Beef O'Brady's might have video Okay.
I did, and I believe Detective Samandel, Detective Fletcher actually, she requested that I assist her and get that video.
And is she the one that was kind of leading up the investigation?
She eventually was the case agent, yes, sir.
Okay. And what is a case agent, just so we,
She's the primary detective or investigator assigned to the case. So she makes sure that basically is in charge of the case, organizing the case, logistics and things like that.
so following the video, any other further involvement in the case? Did you interview anyone else?
I believe I spoke with her daughter on scene that day, Rebecca Tucker.
Okay. And so you spoke with her also?
I spoke with her as well as Mr. Nix on scene.
Okay, sir. Any further involvement?
Nothing that I can recall.
Well, in that case, sir, I have no further questions. Thank you.
Okay.
Lieutenant, Cross?
Good afternoon.
Good.
You indicated you talked to Mr. Nix at the scene,
Yes, sir.
and what was his state of mind?
As far as me personally characterizing his state of mind, he seemed to be in shock.
Okay. And you indicated that you drafted a search warrant for, I think, the vehicle as well as the phone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was Mr. Nix cooperative with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you ever talk with Mrs. Nix?
I don't have any recollection of speaking with Mrs. Nix in any substantive manner.
Was she at the scene?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know if she was cooperative with law enforcement?
From everything that I've observed throughout this case, she was cooperative.
Okay. And you didn't ask either one of them for permission to search the vehicle as opposed to getting a search warrant?
I did not.
Okay. Is that for, say, safety reasons or just being extra careful?
In a situation like that, we'll always get a search warrant.
Because of the nature of the case?
Because of the nature of the case.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And would that also apply to the search of the phone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, even though they were cooperative with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me see, you wrote a fairly long report. None of the people on the roof noticed anything out of the ordinary?
They had been working on the roof all afternoon. They had not really been paying attention to anything going on the ground. They did not have anything pertinent to provide to the case.
Very good, thank you.
Dave, redirect?
No redirect, Your Honor.
IT free to leave?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, defense, you agree? Fletcher, do you agree to leave?
I'm sorry, yes, sir.
All right, thank you, detective, you're free to go, you're releasing your subpoena. Thank you.
Thank you.
And before the state calls the next witness, Your Honor, can we have a sidebar brief?